James Arness is Marshal Matt Dillon.
They were looking for me. They're going to be back.
On Gunsmoke.
That's right.
Weekdays at 1 on MeTV.
Hello, I'm John Malos, and welcome to Connect with Me. It's Friday, and we have a special guest in the studio. Fresno County Supervisor Henry Perea joins us to talk about a series of issues, one after the other. He's here in our studio live. You're watching us live on Comcast 187 and 43.6. We're back in a moment. Glad to have you along on this Friday. I'm John Malos, your host of Connect with Me here on MeTV Fresno, live on Comcast and 43.6. It is the end of the week, and I want to, before we get started with our interview with Henry Perea, I want to promote a couple of things that are coming up this weekend. One is Edison High is having their class reunion 1947, 48, 49, and 50. It takes place at Pardini's at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you know, the man who is going to be there to be the keynote speaker will be Sam Icabellis. He was the quarterback and also the captain of the football team back in 1947. He was also the designer, the inventor of the B-1 bomber way back in the early 80s. He helped stop the Cold War. So Sam Icabellis will be there. Also, our food drive here continues at Ventura TV. We're here on the showroom floor. Andy Souza, the head of the food bank, is scheduled to be here on Tuesday. So if you want to come down and drop off your canned goods, your non-perishable items, your cereals, whatever you want to drop off, we're at 3619 East Ventura Avenue. That's where our beautiful studio is located. And we're going to talk about, obviously, the food bank on Tuesday, but in the meantime, between now and then, you can come here to Ventura TV and drop off your food items. A very interesting and a very special guest. We're very pleased to have him along, Henry Perea, the former city councilman, and he's been a Fresno County Supervisor now the past 8 years. A lot to get to today on Connect with Me. We're back in a moment.
Wanting stainless steel appliances? We make stainless painless.
Right now, stainless is a steal at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Why not upgrade every appliance in the kitchen?
Got it?
Like Frigidaire's 30-inch stainless steel electric cooktop, now just $349. And Frigidaire's 18 cubic foot refrigerator with glass shelves is only $599.
Upgrade to stainless steel at Ventura TV Video Appliance today and save.
This guys is great.
And welcome back to the program. I'm John Malos. Connect with Me. It is Friday. Gosh, I'm glad the weekend is upon us here. We all need a break. Henry Perea, good to see you.
John, great to be here.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while. It's been too long.
Yes, I know. I remember when I first arrived in Fresno, I think you were either running for city council or you were already there.
I was just elected to the city council.
Just elected. Yeah. Geez, we went through all those. Remember the stadium issue?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness! What do you think of the stadium now?
Well, I think it's going well. I know there's some folks who have had some concerns about whether it was going to make it or not. But I think the economic model that we approved, where it was a city-owned stadium, and the Grizzlies pay their portion, the city pay their portion, it's working out.
I know it's a city issue. You work with the county now. It's not has nothing to do with the county. But I just do you wish that or hope for that maybe the area around the stadium would build up a little faster? The businesses?
Well, looking back and, of course, then looking forward, I had hoped to have seen more development in the area. It hasn't really happened. I think it's a combination of several things, the economy, the lack of infrastructure downtown. But I know we're going to get to talking about high-speed rail real soon, but I think high-speed rail is probably the biggest and next opportunity that's going to jumpstart the downtown area.
Right. Well, let's get right to it. I want to ask you about this front page article here in the Fresno Bee. I'll hold that up just so people can see on that other shot there. There it is. Well, it's not, you can't see it too well, but it talks about the sheriff, Margaret Mims, is suing the Fresno County Supervisors. It's a lawsuit that's been in the making for the past 3 years, and it's cost the sheriff's department, according to the paper, $350,000, and the county $104,000. Your reaction to this? You read the story here.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's not costing the sheriff, and it's not costing the board of supervisors. It's costing the taxpayers.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, there's about,
that's where the money's coming from.
Yeah, there's about $400,000 that I think have been needlessly spent on suing the board of supervisors for trying to keep the community safe. And let me put it in context. 3 years ago, if you compare it to a family budget, you know, if you allocate the money that you have at home, and if you say, here's $5,000 for the college fund, and then you give it to the person going to college, and then they turn around and get the $5,000 and go buy a car, you got a problem. Well, it's the same thing at the Board of Supervisors. What we said 3 years ago is one of our top priorities for our taxpayers in Fresno County is to keep our community safe. And keeping people safe is making sure that people who belong in jail stay in jail. So we built a budget around opening a certain number of jail floors. Well, once we gave the Sheriff's Department that money, the Sheriff's Department used that money for the jails in different parts of their department. And so, of course, then the argument began. And yeah. I think what the sheriff said is, you just give me money and I'll do whatever I want with it, which is basically the essence of her case.
Without being accountable is what you're saying.
Without being accountable for the money. So, you know, the board said, no, we're going to allocate the money to keep the jail floors open so that we can keep people in jail. And there came the lawsuit. Then at that point, it became a statewide sheriff's association issue because all the sheriffs around the state have always had this tension, I guess, between the counties and the sheriffs because both are elected. So the sheriffs are taking the position statewide is saying, we can do whatever we want with the money that you give us. Just give it to us and don't ask us any questions. And I think
that doesn't seem right.
No, not at all. It doesn't even make sense, not even logical. Otherwise, why would you have $1 billion to allocate like you would in a family budget and then give somebody the money, then they do whatever they want with it?
But isn't this lawsuit, does it an example of why people are tired of the same old politics?
Absolutely. This is the poster child of bad government and why it needs to change. Which is why, you know, if our community asked the public for a public safety tax to keep people safe, I would say absolutely not.
Right.
Not until we do what we need to do to keep people safe. And in this case, a board of supervisors made a decision that we're going to keep a jail closed, or rather open, so that we can keep people in jail. And the sheriff says, no, I'm going to spend the money the way I want, and then turns around and sues us, and $400,000 later, we're still being sued by a Beverly Hills lawyer who represents a statewide sheriff's association to keep their right to spend the money any way they want.
And like you said, taxpayer money that comes from this area, the Central Valley.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, and this week, and I think why this article is in the paper, is that this week Chief Dyer in the city of Fresno, who's the biggest customer of our jail, they spent the last 3 years trying to figure out how to keep their most prolific criminals in jail, because, I mean, they're wreaking havoc on car theft, burglaries, because a lot of these folks are on drugs, so they're feeding their habits.
Right.
And they haven't had success in keeping people or finding bed space in our jail to keep their prisoners. So what they've done is they've asked Assemblyman Perea to carry legislation for them to allow the chief of police to shop with other counties to use their jails for his prisoners. And so that was before our board this week, and our sheriff was before us saying, well, you know, I'm the sheriff and only I have the right to say where prisoners are going to go or not going to go. And I think what this chief was saying, well, we understand that, but the problem is you won't keep our prisoners in jail, so we want, as a customer, we want to shop somewhere else where we can. So that's kind of the brewing pot right now between the city and county.
And speaking of the jail, as long as we brought that up, in the last 3 years, 60 inmates a day have been released. That accounts to about 30,000 in the last 3 years that jail inmates have been released, Henry. Now, last month, the supervisors approved a plan to spend nearly $7 million to try to rehabilitate released inmates. Do you think that's money well spent? Can an inmate be rehabilitated, one that's on drugs or alcohol or any other kind of substance abuse?
Well, you know, I think the icing on the cake here and what's made this problem worse, because, I mean, 30,000 prisoners released out of the Fresno County Jail the last 3 years. I mean, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to our board and should be to every person in this community. Well, what made it worse is the state legislature and Governor Brown, because of the budget cuts they're having, they have now released felons out of their prisons back into local communities. It's called under AB 109. And what they have done is sent us money back with those prisoners.
That's state money that you're
State
talking about.
yeah.
$7 billion is not, or $7 million is not county money. It's state money.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But like a lot of state programs, if it costs us $5 to keep a prisoner, they're only sending us $3. So we're not getting the full reimbursement for keeping these prisoners with us, which then mandates a program that they said, okay, you have to take these prisoners back, but you have to do a combination of putting them in jail, waiting for their court dates, rehab for the prisoners, because what we do know is probably the vast percentage of people we have in our jails either have mental health issues or they have some type of drug or alcohol issue. So when, especially the drug and alcohol folks are released out of the jails, they go right back into the communities and commit crimes to feed their drug habits.
Yeah, just to play devil's advocate, there are some out there that are going to say, look, these people can't be rehabilitated. You're wasting the state's money that was given to you by the state, $7 million. Why not use that $7 million to keep one of the floors in the jail open or reopen that, hire personnel, hire jail personnel, law enforcement to open up that one floor again and use that money wisely to house these criminals?
Well, the answer to that question is, if you looked at a pie, 95% of that pie is going to incarceration.
Right.
Okay, so the model that Fresno County has adopted is open up as many juvenile beds that we can in our juvenile hall and as many adult beds, to keep people housed. So the lion's share of the money is going to incarceration. The 5% or so that's going to rehabilitation, I mean, that's always the wild card. I mean, you never know if someone's is ready yet to be rehabilitated. But what we do know is we can't build enough beds in this county or any county in this state that's going to house all the prisoners that are going to be received.
I think that one floor has 432 beds, if I'm not mistaken.
Each floor holds about 430 prisoners. Correct.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be better to incarcerate those people than try to rehabilitate them?
Oh, we do incarcerate them. See, what happens is if the state sends somebody down and says, okay, they're gonna serve the last 2 years of their sentence in Fresno County Jail. Number one, we have to make sure.
So you're talking about rehabilitating them while they're incarcerated?
Combination. It's a combination.
Right.
Once they're incarcerated, then of course there's always a release date.
Okay.
So they may say, John, you have 2 years left of your sentence, but you're going to do 1 year in jail and 1 year out on probation. Okay, that's where the rehabilitation comes in, because once then we kick them over into our probation department system, we have to have enough deputy probation officers to supervise them out on the streets, not just making sure they're not committing more crimes, but if you are also say, and John, you're going to be going to this rehabilitation program for drugs or alcohol, is to make sure that they are going to those programs.
Quickly, can they be rehabilitated under any kind of circumstance?
You know, the answer to that is nobody really knows.
Who knows?
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this. I mean,
you want to try.
Everybody has to make an individual decision on when they're ready for help. The point is, when they are, we have to have some type of system there to help them.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, and that's a smart card, because our goal is to make them a productive member of society, stay out of jail, do something more positive than what you're doing right now in this community.
Henry, we got to take a quick time out. We're going to come back and talk more with Henry Perea. He is our guest today here on Connect with Me. He's the Fresno County Supervisor, talking about some very, very important issues. And we got an election coming up too. Hey, June the 5th is the primary here in California. We're back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Wanting stainless steel appliances? We make stainless painless.
Right now, stainless is a steal at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Why not upgrade every appliance in the kitchen?
Got it?
Like Frigidaire's 30-inch sealed burner gas cooktop, now just $4.49. And Whirlpool side-by-side with dispensers, crushed ice, and water filtration is only $9.99.
Upgrade to stainless steel at Ventura TV Video Appliance today and save.
This guy is great.
It's my pleasure to have Henry Perea. He's the Fresno County Supervisor on the program today. Henry, I appreciate you being here. You have a very busy schedule and a lot to talk about. Let me talk to you about the SPCA, because you are part of a special task force now. Now let me mention all the names. It's you, Henry Perea, Clint Olivier, council member, Phil Larson, another supervisor, Don Scott, Heason Sanger, and Terry Rockhold. That's the special task force. You just came back from a meeting prior to your arrival here. What was the main thrust of that meeting?
Well, this morning we met for an hour and a half. We had a lot of the rescue community, those interested in rescue of animals in our county. And as a lot of people know, the SPCA served notice on the county and city about a month and a half ago saying, we're not going to do rescue for you anymore. So, you know, you take your $3 million back. So I mean, we did, and what we have is we're creating a plan for October 1st when we transition. So today we talk about two things: a short-term plan and a long-term plan. The long-term plan is to build an animal rescue facility in the city of Fresno that will accommodate all animals.
How many
moving
years
forward.
down the road would
We're
that
talking
be?
about 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
And Daryl Ridenauer, who was very involved in animal rescue in this community, has stepped up to say, I will build the facility and I will donate the land. So Supervisor Larson is working on that part with him, the long-term solution, because it's going to require a ballot initiative like the zoo tax.
Right.
That will create a funding source for that. But that's long-term. The immediate between now and October 1, and of course the next 2-3 years, we're looking at using the old Elkhorn boot camp as a 3-year option to put animals
Until the permanent facility
until
is
the
built.
permanent facility is built. And then the discussion today was using the boot camp as that facility, and then where in Fresno would there be like a receiving or transfer station where animals can be brought in, then kept there the 72 hours that are required for owners to come back and reclaim their animals or people to adopt. Then after that they go to the Elkhorn. So a lot of pieces in play, and what we're going to do is we're going to be going to the Board of Supervisors on May 22nd and the City Council on May 24th to present these options for us to vote on.
You want to take a quick phone call?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's see who we got on the line here. Hello, you're on Connect with Me. Go ahead.
Why isn't Perry Mason on like it's listed?
All right. We're having a I didn't hear that.
I didn't
Did
hear,
you?
no.
Okay. Sorry about that. We're having a hard time hearing, so probably call back and maybe talk a little bit more clearly in the phone. Sorry about that. But let me get back to the SPCA real quick. And of course, a lot of people find this very disturbing that they're taking city and county money, $3.3 million, well, through September, and then it stops. They're not going to take any more. But they had a grand jury investigation. They've had 50,000 dogs and cats come into the SPCA since 2010, 35,000 of which were killed. Shouldn't the SPCA at some point be held accountable? The board members, whoever's running the place.
Well, I don't know. I've spent a lot of my time the last month. In my mind, the SPCA is history, part of my history. My job as an elected supervisor is to move forward and say, how do we continue to provide services in our county? I mean, we know we're not going to get to a no-kill shelter. I don't think anybody really believes that we would get to that point. But what we do know...
In other words, there are some animals that simply have to be destroyed.
They're vicious, they're very ill,
Right.
Some factor in there. But what we do know is we can do better. Whether the SPCA will be held accountable and their board of directors, I don't know. I think that's for the grand jury investigation to flush itself out even more, to see how the DA may react to it, or anybody else if they think there was something.
I guess the question is, were they destroying animals that shouldn't have been destroyed?
Well, I mean, that's
the question.
That's the belief of a lot of people in this community. Personally, I don't know. Up until the last 2 months, I really wasn't involved in the SPCA or animal rescue issue, other than allocating $1 million from the county for the SPCA.
And of course, none of their meetings are open to the public.
Yeah, that was
that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
as well.
that was. When you get $3 million of taxpayer dollars, when your budget is $6 million, that's 50%. Yeah, you do need to be accountable, regardless of who's receiving the money, to the public, because those are taxpayer dollars.
Right. We're going to start talking about high-speed rail, and we're going to have to continue this because we're going to have to take a break. All right. We all know about high-speed rail. It's coming, I guess, one way or the other. But I'm going to take the other position. I'm going to be the devil's advocate again here. A lot of homes, businesses will be taken out. Farms, of course. The stretch between Jensen and Herndon, there'll be up to 15 businesses wiped out if that rail line goes just east of Highway 99. The cost, $68 billion, and who knows, it might even be higher than that. These are all the arguments against high-speed rail. And your response would be?
Well, I guess,
you've heard all the same arguments.
I guess it's context. I mean, if you look at Fresno, look at Freeway 41, 168, 180. I mean, there's close to 1,000 acres of land that was taken out to build those freeway systems. A lot of farm land was taken, a lot of businesses, a lot of homes. And I guess my point is, high-speed rail and it being a public project is not new. It's not first rodeo for anybody in the area of creating public transportation. So, you know, is land affected, somebody's land affected when you build any public works project, whether it's a freeway, a school, a road, a train track? The answer is yes. The question is, how do you deal with that to mitigate the impact that it's going to have on those individuals and their property?
You know, the question is, too, how many jobs will it provide? Will those people that have the businesses move or disrupted, will they be properly compensated?
No question about that, yeah.
Yeah, and by the time it's built, 2028, will it, when it's all said and done, will it be as we envision it now?
I'm confident that it will. You know, John, I think the bigger issue is the public policy mindset of transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, number one, we all accept the fact that our roads, our freeways, our bridges are 100% taxpayer funded from being built to being maintained. We don't argue with that concept. And we don't ask how many jobs were displaced or what's it cost. There's no controversy attached to it. When you look at an airport, and of course people will say, we drive a lot, so yeah, we want that, and I get that. I mean, I support that.
California.
Yeah, we should pay for that.
Yeah.
They say, you know, I drive my car every day, but I'm not going to ride the train every day. So why do we need to do this? Then you look at airports. Airports are close to 100% funded by taxpayers, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
But how many of us fly in planes every day? Well, we don't, but we accept the fact that that's a major part of our transportation system in this country. There's just something about public transportation.
Do you think it's just the fact that we're not accustomed to it?
I think that's part of it. I mean,
maybe it's more of an East Coast thing than it is California thing.
You know, I don't know.
I mean, because the people are not accustomed to riding trains or subways.
I think it's more of a mindset of we as a nation over the last couple hundred years have come to believe and made our priority to fund in terms of public infrastructure. I mean, we get roads, we get bridges, we get freeways, we get airports, and taxpayer dollars go into it to pay for it, but we don't get that public dollars should go to buses, to trains, to high-speed rail. We see that as a subsidy.
I'll tell you, I take my son to the Giants game up in San Francisco. I'll tell you what, I'd love to jump on a high-speed train and be there in like 30 minutes.
You will soon.
As opposed to 3 hours.
You will soon.
Well, I don't know. I love going to the Giants game. I'm a big Giants fan. We got to take a time out here on Connect with Me. We're talking with Henry Perea. My pleasure to have him in the studio today. We're going to be back with more here on Comcast and 43.6. But first, we're going to take a time out and then come back with the special of the day in just a moment.
Wanting stainless steel appliances? We make stainless painless.
Right now, stainless is a steal at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Why not upgrade every appliance in the kitchen?
Got it?
Like Maytag's over-the-range hood microwave combo, now just $249. And Maytag's 25-foot French door dispenser refrigerator is only $14.99.
Upgrade to stainless steel at Ventura TV Video Appliance today and save.
This guy is great.
From now on, when I sneeze, I'll try to sneeze more friendly.
Wanting stainless steel appliances? We make stainless painless.
Right now, stainless is a steal at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Why not upgrade every appliance in the kitchen?
Got it?
Like Frigidaire's ultra-quiet stainless steel dishwasher, now just $279. And Frigidaire's self-clean smooth top range with even bake technology is only $649.
Upgrade to stainless steel at Ventura TV Video Appliance today and save.
This guy is great.
Back here with Connect with Me, I'm John Malos along with Kong Her, here to talk about this Whirlpool double-sided refrigerator. Talk about it, Kong.
That's correct. We're here to talk about the stainless steel side-by-side refrigerator by Whirlpool.
All right, you want to open that up and talk about the spill-free refrigerator on the inside. Is that correct?
Yes. As you can see, it's got an ice and water dispenser. Right inside, it's got the spill guard shells, which is made out of glass, and this makes it very easy to clean, very visible. Also, you can adjust this on any level. You can slide it in and out to adjust for larger items in the back.
Okay. Now, this has a filtration system. Talk about that.
That is correct. The filtration system, what it does is that it filters the water so you can get clean, better tasting water And this will once a year. You can only change this like once. I mean, that's how long it is. Also has an indicator right here to tell you when it needs to be replaced, so which is very convenient. You don't have to taste the water to find out when it needs to be replaced. It's all it's going to tell you.
So there's a light up here that tells you what to do.
Yes, it is. It makes it very convenient. You can do coffee in here. You don't have to get bottled water.
You can do coffee in here?
Oh. Yeah, yes you can. And you don't have to get go buy bottled water anymore. You can get your water from here.
All right. And what about the energy part of this program here in this refrigerator? Because everybody's trying to save energy. When they get that bill in the mail from PG&E every month, they want to know if they've saved energy once they bought this unit.
Yes, energy savings is a big deal these days. This has a resource saver. What that does, this is an Energy Star refrigerator that it's 30% more than the federal minimum standards. And comparing to other refrigerator that is not Energy Star, this saves at least 20% less energy than that. So you're going to save a lot more energy with this one, and it saves you money as well.
All right, a nice, beautiful stainless steel finish here on the outside. And Kong, what are we talking about in terms of price?
Regular price on this is $15.99. Ventura TV's net price is $9.99. And for you Connect With Me viewers out there, we're going to lower another by another $100, which makes it $8.99. In addition, we're giving the ASA warranty. It's a 10-year warranty for the compressor, which is the heart of the unit. Also,
the warranty is worth how much?
The warranty right here is about $80. We're also going to throw in the free delivery and free hookup for this refrigerator, total value of $230 altogether.
All right, free delivery, free warranty, $8.99, good through noon tomorrow for the special Connect With Me viewers watching right now. Thank you very much, Kong. Probably wondering how you should get to Ventura TV. It's very simple. We're right near Selland Arena, right near the fairgrounds, right off of 99, 41, 168, 180. No matter where you're coming from in Fresno, it's just about anywhere from 10 to 14 to 18 minutes away. We're back with more of our conversation with Henry Perea, the Fresno County Supervisor, in just a moment.
Wanting stainless steel appliances? We make stainless painless.
Right now, stainless is a steal at Ventura TV Video Appliance. Why not upgrade every appliance in the kitchen?
Got it?
Like Frigidaire's 30-inch stainless steel electric cooktop, now just $3.49. And Frigidaire's 18 cubic foot refrigerator with glass shelves is only $5.99.
Upgrade to stainless steel at Ventura TV Video Appliance today and save.
This guys is great.
MeTV presents a Comfort TV musical moment.
Once there was a man named Oscar. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. He wore his clothes very messy. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Oscar, Oscar. Oscar. Go to your room.
Oscar, Oscar.
The Odd Couple, weeknights at 9:30, 8:30 Central on MeTV.
Welcome back. I'm John Malos. Here with me is Henry Perea, the Fresno County Supervisor. You're the chair, right?
I'm the vice chair.
You're the vice chair.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
And you've been on there for 8 years now.
Right. Running unopposed next cycle, so that's great.
Yeah, June the 5th is the primary.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's good. And
John, before I forget,
yes,
I just wanted to say real quickly, I'm a Southeast Fresno guy.
Oh,
okay. And I'm proud to be sitting in the district that I represent, and Ventura TV is they're like an icon.
We've been here since 1951.
That's right, and our family shopped here, and I'm glad you're here, and I think people should support what's happening here.
Well, I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
This is a business that decided not to go north, stayed in southeast, and I think people should support it.
I agree, and I hope you come back and discuss all these very important issues that people want to talk about.
Bet.
I want to talk about the Oversight Board. What is the Oversight Board? It's a new board that was newly formed, and you got, what, 7 members on that board, right?
Right.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, just real quickly, there was a redevelopment program throughout the state of California. Governor Brown, in his downsizing government, eliminated redevelopment agencies. So now it's the process of how do you dispose of the assets of each agency. So Fresno County, like every other county, created oversight boards that are now responsible for going in and taking a look at the millions of dollars of contracts that the city, in this case, has, and all the cities in Fresno County. and start looking at what contracts you need to honor and continue paying, and which ones can you break, and then of course when you break a contract, return monies back to the cities and counties and libraries and everybody else.
One quick thing, we're almost out of time. We've got about less than a minute here. Debbie Puchigian, of course, running for re-election. What's the dispute with her? Why do some people not want her on that oversight board?
You know, the county has so many appointments, the city had so many appointments, the State Center Community College had an appointment. The last appointment was the biggest taxing agency other than those listed. Right now, the library folks and the Metropolitan Flood Control District are both disputing who is the biggest. So each one has appointed somebody. The library appointed Debbie Puchigian, and of course the Flood Control District appointed Mr. Van White. So really the court
Bob Van White.
Bob. Yeah, so the court is going to decide which is the largest agency. When they make that decision, then that will be the person who's on the board.
I believe they go back to court on Monday to decide who's going to be on that board.
Correct.
Will it be Debbie Puchigian or Bob Van Wyck?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it really narrows down to which is the biggest taxing agency.
They're giving me the big rap.
All right.
I gotta go. It's great to have
great
you
to
here.
see you, John.
Will you come back?
Absolutely. You let me know.
Fresno County Supervisor Henry Perea. We're back on Monday with Chris Pacheco of ESPN. Have a great weekend.